Welcome to our class today. In this class, we are going to be discussing on how to read the tape measure. I earlier explained that tape measure is one of the most important tools that we have in sewing. So this is a tape measure. This particular tape measure is the long one. It has 150. It is 120 inches long. We have the shorter ones that by 60 inches. You can start up with the shorter one. So how can I use this tape rule? How can I read it? This tape has two sides. It has the inch side. This is it. Bring it closer so that we can. It has the inch side and the centimeter side. This is the centimeter side and this is the inch side. So all through this tape, it has long lines. You can see the long lines that stand by the numbers. Every long line, that is the inch line. That number line is the inch line. And so you have all through. So if you want to measure like 5 inches, you have, that line behind the 5 inches. That is the 5-inch mark. You have 10 inches. We know that for a yard of fabric is 36 inches. So you won't say, okay, measure me a yard of fabric. You get your fabric. You look for 36. The line between the 3 and the 6, that is 36 inches. Half of a yard now comes to 18. So that line, that is the 18 inches, not the 1, not the 8, but that particular line. You notice that line goes from top to bottom. Then we have the half inch. The half inch. What is the half inch? Where is the half inch line? If you look closely, there is a line that divides equally. Is the line that is the length is the shortest next to the inch line. So this is the 4-inch line, but in the middle you see this one. This is the one that is next in command in the middle. So these are the inch line. So right here I have 3 inches, 3.5 inches, 4 inches, 4.5, 5 inches, 5.5. So all through you have it. So this is, let's go look for 20.5 or 30.5. This is 30.5. This right there is 30.5 inches. Thereafter, we have the 1/4 inch. The 1/4 inch. In between an inch, between 1 inch and 2 inches, you have 4 quarters. You have 4 quarters. So this is 1 inch. You count 2 spaces, that is 1/4, 1/4 of an inch. Count 2 spaces from this long line. 2 spaces, that is 1/4. Another 2 spaces, that's another 1/4. 1/4 plus 1/4, that is half. 2/4. You count 2 spaces, it gives you 3/4. Then you count another 2 spaces, it gives you 2 inches. So in other words, you have 4 quarters. 2 spaces make a quarter. So the first one before the half inch is 1/4. The one that is next in command to the half inch. You see the length. You see that they are not the same. If you look closely, you see the half inch is the next to the inch line. And then the 1/4 inch is also the next one, the next longest line to the half inch. So once you count 2 spaces, you will meet 1/4. And after the half inch line, you count another 2 spaces, you meet 3/4. So when we are reading this tape, because reading of tape is very important in our work. This is 1 inch, 1/4, 1.5, 1/3/4, and 2 inches. So you have your fabric. Sometimes our measurements are not accurate. They are not exactly 8. They are not exactly 8.5. It can come to 8.25. It can come to 8.75. So we should not just say about. We have to be exact. So right now, let us measure this box, that is machine box, that is behind me. So if you can see me, I'm measuring right now. This is 17. I need to bring it closer to you so that you can see. This is 17 accurately. And we can measure the length as well. And this is 13.5. This is 13.5. half. So you can measure whatever you have beside you. You can measure your book, you can measure your table, you can measure your wrist. Once you know how to read the tape, you can measure the wrist. You know, my wrist says 7 inches. Can you see that? It says 7 inches. So we're going to be going to our body measurement, but I want you to practice on how to read tape rule. Measure all the things that you can see around yourself, your books, your leg, your hand, your shoe, your head. Measure as often as possible, practice, and I see you in the next class. Bye for now.